Okay, hello everyone. So, this is part two of Restorative Justice, Ancestral Healing. I choose Restorative Justice, healing over the blade. Corrupt systems crumble down, victims' burdens start to fade. This is the thesis statement of the entire song. Let me break it down into two parts. What Restorative Justice actually is. So, when I say I choose restorative justice, I'm invoking a specific framework, one that one that's been used in indigenous communities for centuries and is now being revived in criminal justice, schools, and workplaces. Restorative justice asks who was harmed, what are their needs. It's radically different from punitive justice, which asks what law was broken, who broke it, what punishment do they deserve. You see the difference? One focuses on harm and repair, the other focuses on rules and punishment. In my case, the punitive system said, you broke the law, so we punish you by labeling you a criminal. Restorative justice would ask, you and your family are harmed. What do you need? How can we repair relationships and address root causes? So the second one, healing over the blade, is a metaphor for choosing repair over retaliation. The blade is violence, revenge, the perpetuation of harm cycles. Healing is the slow, careful work of mending broken relationships and systems. This is where I want to address something. I'm not naive about power. There are people and institutions that benefit from my suffering and won't voluntarily step back. So, healing over the blade doesn't mean I'm passive. It means I prioritize dialogue and repair over escalation. But I'm also fierce about naming injustice and demanding accountability. Systems crumbling. Corrupt systems crumble down. Victims' burdens start to fade. Okay, so corrupt systems. Prisons built on slavery logic. Courts that don't serve justice. Agencies that separate families. These must crumble, not because I wish suffering on people, but because these systems are suffering. They perpetuate cycles of harm. When corrupt systems crumble, victims don't just get relief, they get dignity. They get to participate in deciding what repair looks like. They stop carrying the weight of shame that the system imposed on them. The dealers of pain and karmic consequences. But hear me now, you dealers of pain. The debt you sow runs deep. Not just this life, but lifetimes more. Consequences you will reap. Here, I address the perpetrators directly. Dealers of pain, those who profit from exploitation, abuse, and indifference. This could be traffickers, predators, complicit bureaucrats, politicians who gut social services. The warning is severe. Your actions have consequences, not just legal consequences, but spiritual and generational ones. When you perpetrate harm, you create ripples that spread through families and communities. Your own descendants will inherit the weight of your choices. This is where the song invokes karma and ancestral consequence. The idea that actions echo across time. It's both a warning and an invitation. Change now or be consumed by the consequences of your choices. Raise awareness, restore balance. Raise awareness, restore the balance before we fall too far. Choose to change or choose the cycle, the same old, bleeding scar. This is a call to collective action. It's not enough for me to heal individually. The system that harmed me is still harming others. So I'm calling on everyone, perpetrators, bystanders, allies, to 1. Raise awareness of harm and systematic injustice. 2. Actively work to restore balance and repair. 3. Choose to change cycles of harm. The bleeding scar represents generational trauma. We can choose to let it keep bleeding, or we can choose to tend it, bandage it, heal it. Okay, so we're going to move on to verse 2, the moral urgency. Okay, right, so hasn't the suffering been enough to shake you from your sleep? Or will you walk the same cruel path, the promises you couldn't keep? The rhetorical wake-up call. These opening questions are rhetorical, but they carry moral weight. I'm asking, how much pain do we have to witness before we act? How many people have to be harmed before systems change? This speaks to what I call compassion fatigue or activist exhaustion. We see so much suffering on the news, in our communities, in our families, that we can become numb. We turn away, we convince ourselves it's not our problem. But I'm asking, isn't it? Aren't we all implicated in systems that cause suffering? Don't we all have the capacity to change course? The cruelty of repetition. Or will you walk the same cruel path, the promises you couldn't keep? This line speaks to cycle breaking. Many perpetrators say they'll change. They make promises, but without real structural intervention, without community accountability, I'm saying you have a choice. You can stay on the cruel path or you can step off. Every choice writes fate. Every choice you make today is writing someone's fate. Every wound becomes a seed. Don't realize too late. Here's a core truth. We are not isolated. Our individual choices ripple outward. When I yell at my child in frustration, that shapes their neurobiology and their sense of safety. When a teacher notices a struggling student and offers extra support, that can change the trajectory of a life. When a politician votes to cut social services, real people's material conditions worsen. This is not mystical, it's scientific. Developmental psychology shows that early realizational experiences shape neural pathways. Sociology shows that individual actions aggregate into social trends. History shows that single decisions can alter the course of generations. Every wound becomes a seed is powerful, because it's ambiguous. Unhealed wounds become seeds of destruction. They spread, mutate, perpetuate harm, but attended to wounds become seeds of healing. Therapy, restorative cycles, community care, these transform wounds into wisdom that can guide future generations. The warning about erasure. Keep this up and watch your lineage vanish. Culture erased. Ancestral voices crying out, turn now or be replaced. This is a sobering warning. Communities that perpetuate harm lose themselves. They lose culture, language, dignity, cohesion. When families are fractured by incarceration, violence, and neglect, cultural transmission breaks. Young people don't learn songs, stories, rituals. The lineage phrase. The phrase ancestral voices crying out personifies the collective memory of a people. Ancestors aren't just dead people, they're the embodied wisdom of survival, resilience, love. When I invoke them, I'm saying your actions matter to those who came before and those who come after. Turn now or be replaced is a stark ultimatum. Change or be consumed by your own voices. Sorry, be consumed by your own choices. So we're going to move on to the pre-chorus, which is a reiteration, clarifying the path. This isn't vengeance dressed as truth. It's repair we're reaching for. Restorative cycles, genuine amends. That's what justice is called toward. The distinction between revenge and repair. This reiteration is crucial because I know my message could be misunderstood. When I warn about karmic consequences, people might think I'm calling for punishment or revenge. I'm not. Vengeance is reactive and perpetuates cycles. You hurt me, so I hurt you back. Repair is proactive and generative. You hurt me, so let's sit together, understand root causes, and figure out how to make amends. Vengeance feels good in the moment, but leaves everyone traumatized. Repair is harder, slower, but it actually heals. So this is where I'm going to take a break, and I'll get back to that. Okay, people, that is end of part 2. I've had a lot of problem trying to publish this video, but I think I've got it. Yeah, there'll be part 3 coming up soon, and please go over and check out my shorts, the songs I make, the messages that I receive through the lyrics. Please pay attention because the message is in the lyrics, and it's very, very important that you do. All right, bye for now. Lots of love to you all. Remember that we won.